Welcome to Reykjavík Grapevine's Newscast. My name is RVK Newscast. I'm an editor-in-chief at Reykjavík Grapevine. And with me is my chief of morale officer, Polly. Polly, daughter of a dog, or Pulsudóttir, like we often say. It's a joke, but it's a good name because she's of course a border collie wiener dog mix. Before we start, of course, I want to tell you two things. First of all, we have a new magazine. This is the reason we haven't been with you past week. We also do these magazines. And the woman here on the front of this page is actually Elisa Reid. She's our first lady in Iceland. She's married to Guðni T. Jóhannesson. He is a president. And she was born in Canada, but has been living in Iceland for years. And she was, for example, a writer for us like years ago. Brilliant character. And the reason we're talking to her is not only because she's brilliant, but she's also publishing this book, Secret of Sprakkar. It's about the history of Icelandic feminism and stories that she has gathered through the times and just explaining the feminism in Iceland. We're quite proud of that and it's going pretty well. The book will be out on 25th of March. You can actually pre-order it, I think, when it comes to it. And also you notice perhaps that I'm inside, not outside. We try to go outside all the time. There was a bad weather, but it's sunny now for some reason. Sometimes that happens all of a sudden. But this is our new podcast studio. We have now a podcast called the Icelandic Roundup. You can find it on Spotify, and you will be able to find it on all the platforms. But right now it's not on Apple podcast platform, but it will be there like in 2 or 3 days, hopefully. So, and also, this is a little bit different kind of a newscast that we've done before, because we are in a very special position. We actually have a war reporter. Not many, perhaps, YouTube shows can say that, but we're lucky enough to have a journalist, a very skilled journalist, Bjartmar Alexandersson, a friend of mine, and you know him very well from the Icelandic perspective. And he was working in Lviv over the weekend and with our dear Art Bicnick. And they were there, they're working for an Icelandic magazine called Stundin. We also often mention that, of course. They often translate their news, and they are absolutely the best Icelandic news magazine in my opinion. Bjartmar went there with Art and they interviewed some people, and we want to show you how the situation is in Lviv. And in the next episode, on this Thursday, we will go a little bit more in depth about the Icelandic response, or of course you can check out our podcast and hear all about it now. So, so Bjartmar, take it away.
Welcome to a special broadcast of newscast from Reykjavík Grapevine. I'm Bjartmar Alexandersson and I am in Lviv in the Ukraine. We're doing this special newscast here from Lviv, and we brought some good guests here with us. Marta, our fixer, and also Dima. He has the most listened podcast in the whole of Ukraine. We're going to talk a little bit about the situation, how it is. And to start with, Marta, tell me, what do you do here?
Well, I'm actually living here and I've been born in Lviv. So now I'm helping people, like volunteering and helping what I can do. So I was cooking in the kitchen, I was helping a little bit with making nets. And now I'm helping also journalists to understand what's happening here right now.
Yeah. And Dima, what are you doing right now?
Well, I'm not born here, but I lived here for the biggest part of my life. And as Marta, I'm helping people on volunteering, doing some YouTube videos to calm them down. And just helping people. That's what we are doing right now.
Exactly. And the situation is it's getting quite interesting that the Russians thought that this would be more easy.
Yeah, well, that's the problem of Russians, right? So
Yeah.
we were preparing for this for 8 years, and now you can see that we can handle them. Like, of course, we need help on closing skies, but in general, their military is just coming here and dying.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Ukrainians are really united these days, and you can see the spirit of Ukrainians. And like, we are not letting Russian army to get into the cities, which is really important to see for all of us. So that's why, yeah, we were prepared, and it seems that people are also prepared for this. And here in Lviv, as you can see, the atmosphere is like quite good, and we are really ready for anything, and people are ready for anything. So.
Yeah. I've noticed it's getting it's a lot of hope in the air here.
Yeah, it is. Well, we are more like one of the cities which really gives hope, and we are also refugee center right now, humanitarian center. So we have to bring hope to others as well who are fighting right now.
Dima, you're doing your YouTube videos and your podcast. You call them real election videos.
Yeah.
You're trying to bring calm to people about what's actually happening.
So, you know, like, there are a lot of news channels which are bringing, like, bad news, I would say, right? So if something is happening or something is not happening, but people in this, like, it's all about the war. So we are doing the videos where we are, you know, just telling what is happening, but in the lighter way. We're just asking people to believe in our army. We're just asking people to support our army, support volunteers, donor blood, all this stuff, and we're just, like, you know, bringing some piece of their normal life during this like in
Yeah. And you feel that people are sticking together?
Oh yeah, I mean, like, people of Ukraine were never united as they are now. So I do believe that this is the most united nation now in the world, and like, people support each other, people helping each other, people fight for each other. So yeah, we are, like, united as never before.
You know, we always had this kind of thing that Russian-speaking, Ukrainian-speaking people, East and West, now we all are united. So it doesn't matter where you're from, which language you're speaking. It's like, it's very important for us right now these days, because we always had this kind of problem. Now we don't have it at all.
No.
So basically, even our anthem, like national anthem, is not about how great empire or whatever things. It's all about the freedom. It's all about the will. It's all about fighting with enemies. So it's all about being a united nation which fights for its freedom.
Yeah.
And that's in our anthem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is the center now for a lot of supplies coming through here, refugee center to move them to other countries in Western Europe. Do you think that we will see more influx of refugees into Europe as this war continues?
Well, if it continues and if the other cities are bombarded, of course, people will have to flee. We hope that this will stop really soon, but if it continues, yes. So there was some period of time, even a few days ago, that it stopped a bit, so there were not so many queues, not so many lines on the borders, but now it started again once they started bombarding other cities. So, yeah, it will be happening, of course.
Dima,
There is also other thing, by the way, that men from all around the world are getting back to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Like, I think there are like 64,000 men returned to Ukraine to fight and to protect Ukraine.
Yeah, Ukrainians
Yes.
who were abroad.
From abroad, and also they're from other nations, right? Also.
Yeah, they're like International Legion. There are now, I think, 20,000 people
Yeah.
who's coming here from 53 countries.
Wow.
And this is just a beginning.
Okay. What do you think that, like a small nation like Iceland, which actually is now, we closed our airspace, we banned Russian tourists, is now we don't have a military, so we cannot assist you in that. But what can other European nations do to help you guys here out in the Ukraine?
I
And
think
also the
two
citizens.
things.
Yeah.
Two things.
Yeah.
The first is spreading the truth, because Russia is like, you know, it's empire of lie.
Yeah.
Everything there built on lie, so spreading the truth all around the world. And second, pushing NATO to close the sky.
Yeah.
You're closer there.
Yeah.
Yeah, your politicians, they can help, of course. They can push on other people, especially if they know the truth. If you guys are coming and bringing this kind of like information, this is important for us. That they understand and they understand what's happening. They see people's stories, like not just the war and this is in the news, but they see how people are suffering. They have to leave their homes, their houses are destroyed. So this is very important for us to show also the faces of war. But also, of course, donation. If people want to help us somehow for humanitarian donations, they can donate or donate to army as well. It depends what they want to support, right?
Yeah.
Even our pets, they can even donate to support pets of Ukrainian people who are refugees right now.
Yeah. So this is the end of the newscast. We will have more news from Ukraine, of course, in Reykjavík Grapevine. Valur, I'm doing this as a favor for him since I'm reporting here from the Stundin newspaper in Iceland. And we will set some links in the description of the video where you can actually support the armed forces of Ukraine and some other humanitarian aid. So thank you again, and hope you like and subscribe to our channel, and we will see you soon. Oh no, he always has this in the end. I don't know, this is art. And he creates art like this. He wants to, so now some credits I think are going down, and he wants to create like this. I don't know, you're a YouTuber, you tell me if this is good.
I don't know what he's doing.
No, you don't know.